The More You Know is a media and tech literacy series produced by independent thinker. It aims to help the public become more knowledgeable about our digital world. In this episode, we cover video surveillance and AI. Security cameras are now judging you.
Welcome to this custom deep dive. We know you love gaining really thorough knowledge on a topic without feeling overwhelmed, so we are jumping right in today.
Absolutely.
And today's mission is unpacking it's a fundamental shift happening right above our heads. Literally.
Yeah, right above us, the rapid evolution of the cameras that are just surrounding us every single day.
Exactly. We're looking at how video surveillance is transforming from a completely passive tool into this active judging entity.
It's a wild transition.
It really is. And we've got a great stack of sources on the table to help us navigate this. We're looking at excerpts outlining an upcoming media literacy project, which is called Digital Guardians.
Digital Guardians.
Yeah.
A media literacy vision for 2026.
Right. Spearheaded by Independent Thinker, LLC. The goal of that project is increasing tech visibility, building trust, things like that. But we are crossing that with a very detailed transcript from an ACLU video. That one is titled The Dangers of Video Surveillance and AI.
Which is heavy stuff.
Very. And it's worth noting that the Digital Guardians project also explicitly references the Citizen Lab in their warnings. So we have this really robust foundation to work from.
We do. And if I had to synthesize the main idea connecting all these materials, it's really about the transformation of the camera lens itself.
How so?
Well, we're basically moving away from this era of dumb recording devices, and we're entering the era of smart AI security guards.
Smart AI security guards. That's a great way to put it.
Yeah, because the physical optics, the glass lens, that hasn't necessarily changed much, but the computational power behind that lens has completely altered what the hardware actually does.
Right.
It's no longer just capturing light on a sensor. Now it's about real-time interpretation, categorization of human behavior as it happens.
And for everyone listening, this is why it matters to you. You are navigating this modern digital world. You're walking through this invisible architecture every time you go to the grocery store, or, drive through an intersection.
Or just walk through a public square. It is everywhere.
Everywhere. Okay, let's unpack this. Because the easiest way to understand this, the most common entry point for the public is the whole just walk out technology trend.
Oh, yeah. The frictionless retail.
Right. Imagine walking into a store, you grab your items, and you never have to wait in a checkout line. You just leave.
It feels like magic the first time you do it.
It really does. But the ACLU transcript explicitly references this kind of tech because the underlying mechanism that makes that magic happen is woven into the fabric of the building. Machine learning, computer vision, AI.
And the catchphrase for all of that, the hidden engine, is video analytics.
Video analytics. Break that down for us.
So in the past, cameras were passive. We all kind of expected to be recorded when we went to a store. But nobody watched the tape unless something dramatic happened.
Like a robbery.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Or someone slips and falls. The camera operated on a localized DVR model. It's a forensic tool. The data just sat there on a hard drive, totally untouched, until a human decided to rewind and investigate.
The hardware recorded, but it was essentially blind. It didn't comprehend what it was seeing.
Right. But video analytics changes all of that.
Yeah.
Computers don't just record anymore. They understand. They monitor. And, crucially, they judge our actions in real time.
That distinction is huge because in that just walkout store, the system isn't just watching you. It has computer vision mapping out the physical geometry of the aisles, tracking your spatial coordinates.
And then the machine learning algorithms are layered on top of that, trying to categorize your intent.
Intent. That's a scary word.
It is. The algorithm has to decide, is the trajectory of your arm indicating that you're just looking at a jar of peanut butter, or are you putting it in your cart, or are you putting it back?
The camera is an active judge of your physical behavior.
Yeah. And of course, companies frame this as a massive enhancement.
Oh, absolutely. It's pitched as ultimate convenience. But the sources point out how this exact same real-time behavioral analysis is being aggressively marketed for security purposes, too.
Microsoft is a prime example here.
Yes, the ACLU transcript specifically points to Microsoft. They advertise the ability to track human emotions.
Which is a huge leap from tracking a jar of peanut butter.
It is. The claim is that their AI can scan a crowd, process microexpressions, analyze body language, and then flag someone who looks agitated.
Or nervous.
Right. It flags them as a potential security threat before anything even happens. They pitch it as enhanced security.
But if we look at the civil liberties perspective presented in the sources,
The ACLU's perspective.
exactly, This same technology turns into a major privacy threat when it's used to constantly evaluate public movements. A forensic, old-school camera assumes nothing until a crime happens.
It's neutral.
Completely neutral. But an emotion-tracking AI basically assumes that everyone in its field of view is a subject. You are under constant suspicion and constant evaluation.
Just by walking into the frame.
Right. To find that one anomalous, quote-unquote, suspicious behavior, the infrastructure has to subject every single person to continuous algorithmic judgment.
Here's where it gets really interesting, because we have to ask, what exactly is the AI looking for?
That is the big question.
The transcript gives this really fascinating juxtaposition. On the commercial side, they talk about identifying fashion trendsetters.
Which sounds totally harmless.
Right. An algorithm scans a busy street to see what colors or patterns are surging in popularity. Market research.
But the underlying code, the visual search engine itself, doesn't care about the context.
No, it doesn't. A neural network trained to spot a sudden spike in denim jackets can be pivoted in a split second.
To identify other highly specific visual markers.
Exactly. And the ACLU transcript details the alarming side of this. That same capability can instantly be used to identify anyone wearing a hoodie in a specific neighborhood.
Or carrying a pride flag.
Yes. Or someone wearing specific religious garb.
If we connect this to the bigger picture, the concept we really need to understand here is chilling dissent.
Explain that for the listener.
Well, if the government or law enforcement has this technology, they could monitor live video feeds to track everyday citizens based purely on their affiliations or their beliefs.
Just based on what they're wearing or who they're standing near?
Right. Imagine a peaceful protest. The authorities can automatically highlight and catalog every single citizen attending.
Which completely changes the dynamics of free assembly.
Totally. The concern the ACLU raises is that citizens will become aware of this invisible tracking. And if you know you're going to be put on a digital watch list just for showing up.
You might just stay home.
Exactly. That is the chilling effect. People censor their own legal behavior to avoid the algorithm.
And we also have to talk about the reliability of these algorithms, because impartially relaying the ACLU's concern here, they point out a massive issue with bias.
AI inherits human flaws.
Yes. These systems are trained on historical human data, so they inherit historical human prejudices.
The data sets used to train computer vision models are almost never perfectly representative of the real world.
Right. So if a system is trained primarily on specific demographics, its error rate is going to spike when it evaluates people outside of those demographics.
And in the hands of police, that is a terrifying prospect.
The ACLU argues this could supercharge existing biases against people of color.
And other vulnerable communities, too.
Because an AI might systematically misinterpret the body language or facial expressions of certain groups just because of a blind spot in its training data.
So a tool that was ostensibly designed to make buying groceries faster ends up disproportionately targeting minorities.
It's a huge shift, but the real-time live monitoring aspect, that's actually only half the equation.
Oh, yeah. The retrospective power is arguably worse.
We need to talk about BriefCam.
BriefCam, yeah, that's the software company specifically named in the text.
Because the threat isn't just live monitoring, it's retrospective, it's a surveillance time machine.
A surveillance time machine is exactly what it is. BriefCam specializes in video synopsis and deep learning, and it shifts the whole paradigm from watching a video to querying a database.
Detailing the sheer scale of this tech is mind-blowing. Authorities can now comb through hundreds of thousands of hours of stored video.
Video that already exists. Stuff recorded weeks or months ago.
And they don't have a human sitting there scrubbing through the footage.
No, the AI does it at incredible speeds. It converts all that unstructured video pixel data into structured metadata.
Meaning it assigns tags to every object and person it sees.
Right. It isolates a person, tracks their path, and builds a highly specific profile.
Based on categories like what?
Type of object, gender, size, clothing color, even the direction they're walking and their exact speed.
So an operator just types in a query, like a search engine for real life.
Exactly like a search engine. They can say, find me every person wearing a red jacket walking north between 2 p.m. and 4 p.m. over the last 2 weeks.
And the software just aggregates those specific clips instantly.
Instantly. What used to take a whole team of human investigators weeks of manual labor is done in seconds.
But the sources emphasize a really stark example of how this metadata filtering is used. Because it's not just red jackets.
No, the demographic filters are where it gets really dystopian.
The ACLU notes that AI cameras will increasingly be able to recognize and filter for broad demographic buckets, like filtering a search for all women.
Or all black people.
Or all young people.
When you can combine historical video footage with that kind of demographic filtering, authorities can instantly generate movement maps for entire populations.
Just tracking the routines and associations of specific communities over months.
And raising the global stakes here. The sources outline that this isn't just a domestic issue. This is not a theoretical scenario.
It's actively happening.
Authoritarian governments abroad are already leveraging this. The text specifically cites China.
Right.
They are subjecting their Uyghur population to intense, technologically advanced surveillance using these exact methods.
Tracking their every move through video analytics.
Exactly.
So the technology is here. It's powerful, it's scaling globally, and the algorithms are only getting sharper. Which brings us back to the first source we mentioned, the counter-movement.
How do people actually push back against this?
Right. Independent Thinker LLC's Media Literacy Project, Digital Guardians.
This is such a fascinating approach to the problem.
It is. It's a blueprint for grassroots resilience. Let's detail the specifics of this campaign, because they aren't relying on lobbying or lawsuits.
They're going straight to community education.
Direct education. It's a bilingual digital marketing strategy, basically serving as a public service announcement.
And it's very specifically tailored.
Very. It's designed specifically to help the Hispanic and Latino community become more knowledgeable about the digital world.
Which is crucial given what we just discussed about algorithmic bias targeting minorities.
Exactly. And the timing is highly strategic. It's slated for publication on January 28th, 2026.
January 28th is widely celebrated as Data Privacy Day.
#PrivacyWare.
Right, so they're tapping into this existing global momentum around privacy rights to launch their curriculum.
And the aesthetic choices detailed in the project brief are so smart. They aren't handing out dense, boring white papers.
No, you can't reach people that way.
They're using a mobile-friendly vertical video format, vibrant colors, motion graphics, vector images.
Meeting people on the platforms they actually use every day. Smartphones.
Yes. And it features a female voiceover with a New York City accent, delivering all this complex information in a very casual, approachable tone.
That localization is key. A familiar accent and a casual tone help demystify the tech. It stops feeling like an unbeatable sci-fi villain.
It translates the high-level warnings from places like the Citizen Lab and the ACLU into everyday literacy.
This raises an important question, though. Synthesizing the core argument of both the Digital Guardians Project and the ACLU.
Which is what?
How do we prevent becoming a society that is just constantly subject to comprehensive evaluation?
How do we stop the cameras from judging us by default?
Right. Both sources clearly reiterate this call for strong privacy protections. Because without boundaries, we're going to feel monitored from the exact moment we leave our house until we return at night.
So what does this all mean? For you, the listener, consider your own daily commute or your next trip to the grocery store in light of this new reality.
Every physical space you enter is part of a digital database.
Exactly. That convenience of skipping the checkout line comes with a hidden architecture. It processes your physical movements, your habits, your associations.
And tech literacy, like what the Digital Guardians Project is pushing, is the absolute prerequisite for setting boundaries. You can't fight a system you can't see.
That is the perfect summary. We've taken quite a journey today. We started with the evolution from passive recording, the old DVRs, to active AI judgment.
From dumb cameras to smart security guards.
Right. We unpacked the incredible and slightly terrifying retrospective search powers of software like BriefCam, finding anyone, anywhere, based on their metadata.
And the demographic filters.
Yes, the demographic filters. And finally, we looked at the pushback. The media literacy campaigns like Digital Guardians trying to equip vulnerable communities with the knowledge to protect themselves.
It's a lot to process. But there's one final provocative thought I want to leave the listener to mull over.
Let's hear it.
If these AI cameras are actively reading and judging human emotion and behavior to evaluate threats.
Analyzing micro-expressions.
Right. How long will it be before we subconsciously start policing our own facial expressions and body language the very moment we step out our front doors?
Yeah, well...
Just to ensure an algorithm doesn't misinterpret a momentary bad mood as a public threat.
Changing our own faces to please the machine, that is a heavy, incredible thought to end on. Thank you to everyone for joining us on this deep dive. We love untangling these complex architectural shifts for you.
It's been great.
Keep an eye on the invisible systems around you, and as always, stay curious.
For more episodes related to media, social media, tech, and privacy, visit our YouTube channel, Independent Thinker LLC.